Assalamualaikum to everyone, especially who's watched my videos. In these videos, I would like to say some things that I wish I knew as a second before entering matriculation as a second intake student. Let's look what's the difference of second intake student and first intake student at matriculation. Second intake student is students who got rejected at first and then they submit an appeal and their appeal is approved by KPM. So that their appeal were approved and they can enter matriculation and as a second intake student. The thing that I wish I knew as a second intake student is I wish I knew before entering matriculation as a second intake student is I have to study I have to self-studies on a topic that the first intake has studies but the second intake cannot study, as we know matriculation is a fast track for us to degree, right? So that they just continue what the first intake has studies on the second intake students. And also if I knew I have to continue the first intake study, I would study earlier before entering matriculation because the topic that we study on matriculation is almost same like the topic that we study on a high school, like chemistries, biologies, mathematics. In matriculation at SEM 1, we just learn back that basic. If I knew it earlier, I can study it earlier. If I knew it earlier, I would like to study earlier using high school notes because the topic almost same. And secondly, I wish I knew that the schedule is packed and very hectic. If I knew it earlier, I can think first before entering matriculation how to manage time properly to that can avoid me from stress.